Hello, guys, gals, and gamers, and today I have a very interesting question for you that I'm sure many people online will misunderstand me for. Is Tears of the Kingdom a threat to the entire Zelda series? Because, at least on one point, it definitely seems like it. Now, of course, thinking about the big picture, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom have both been massively successful and really, really good for the health of the Zelda franchise in total. But what I want to focus now on is, well, we know two things about Tears of the Kingdom. One is that it takes a lot of time to make these games. It took what, like 5-ish years to make Tears of the Kingdom, probably more. But Breath of the Wild released in 2017, then they finished the DLC, and then probably during the DLC time, they started making Tears of the Kingdom. So it takes quite a bit of time, even though this mainly takes place in the same world. There are, of course, a lot of differences, the sky, the depths added, a lot more stuff into it. I'm not saying it's just a glorified DLC like people were saying when it was first announced, which was funny to me. But a lot of the assets, a lot of the material is used again. And character models, general physics, they don't have to create the game again from scratch. Kind of like an Ocarina of Time to Majora's Mask situation, except larger. And the second thing we know about Tears of the Kingdom, that Eiji Aonuma, the series director, has said that this is a new formula for the Zelda franchise that it will follow in the future. And it is generally very liked. A lot of people loved Breath of the Wild. A lot of people seem to be loving Tears of the Kingdom even more. And I don't doubt why. Those games are amazing. But there's still a gap for other Zelda games. That is the question. If Tears of the Kingdom and other games like it, assuming the next one we get will be in a completely brand new world with new characters, new character designs, and everything like that, it will take even longer to make. So what will happen to the more traditional Zelda games? Your Link to the Past type games, your Minish Cabs, Spirit Tracks, and from the 3D side, the Ocarina of Time likes, or the Wind Wakers and the Skyward Swords. Because while those games kinda ran their course at the end of Skyward Sword, at least for the 3D parts, there are still a lot of people who love them. A lot of people go back to Link to the Past, for example. And Ocarina of Time is still very highly regarded. Even more and more people start loving Wind Waker. And even demanding it to be re-released on the Switch and everything. And a lot of fans of those kinds of games, the previous 3D Zeldas and the 2D Zeldas, we have not seen any of those on the Switch. It's just been Breath of the Wild and now Tears of the Kingdom. And fans of those, while they are happy if some older games get like remakes, we got Link's Awakening remade on the Nintendo Switch. So that was one 2D Zelda we got on the Switch. But it was a remake, a $60 remake of a game that Nintendo was also selling for $10 on another console, which many people felt like it's nice to see this being remade, but the price is quite steep. So a lot of people think like you should just release them, not remake them. And there are still people who want just more 2D Zelda, more of the traditional way of 3D Zeldas. They fell in love with Ocarina of Times and Twilight Princesses. And some people they just find open world just overwhelming, and that might make them just grow away from the Zelda series altogether. So there are definitely like some issues here. That Tears of the Kingdom is just taking too much because the team is huge. They need a lot of time. They need additional people to help with the game as well. It's not just the Zelda team. There's also like Monolith Soft helping. So where do they have time to make brand new 2D Zeldas and Ocarina of Time like 3D Zeldas? And I think the answer is this. For 3D Zeldas, that's it. The new form will be the Breath of the Wild like. It's going to be open world, open air, whatever they want to call it. Lots of freedom, lots of exploration, whatever more you can have from Tears of the Kingdom going forward. But for 2D Zeldas, I feel like they are different enough. There might be some changes, there might be some inspirations from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom that transfer into the 2D side of Zelda games. But I do still think they might occasionally happen, but not very often. And the last time we got like a brand new 2D Zelda, I think, was Link Between Worlds for the 3DS, and that was quite a long time ago. Before that, we used to get them a bit more often. We got Triforce Heroes, we got Spirit Tracks, we got Phantom Hourglass for the DS as well, and then a lot for the GBA. But ever since moving forward and moving with the technology, 3D gaming even more popular, open world, the big trend nowadays, there is less and less room for 2D Zeldas. They are not as popular, unfortunately. I wish they were more popular. But now Zelda series is like achieving new heights, and people will, after playing Tears of the Kingdom, will go look at like a 2D Zelda and think it's inferior. That's just how people think, unfortunately. At least some people do, some people do not, but I'm talking mainly about like mainstream people who buy games that are not like part of a Nintendo fandom or anything. Most of them think of 2D games as somewhat inferior. So while there still is a chance for them, it's less and less likely as time goes on. We'll see if there's any popular ones. I think if we are still looking for interest in Zelda games, let's look at the sales of Link's Awakening. So as of December 2021, the Link's Awakening remake for the Nintendo Switch had sold over 6 million copies, which is still good for a game. It's nothing compared to Tears of the Kingdom that sold 10 million copies in 3 days. So you can kind of see that they will pay less and less attention to the 2D Zeldas and more focus on Tears of the Kingdom likes. And I do think that, on another hand, is just kind of unfortunate. I do like 2D Zeldas. I do like the Ocarina of Time likes. Sometimes I just want a fun Zelda experience, and I would like it to be brand new as well. There are limited amounts of time where I'm just gonna go through Twilight Princess and be surprised at what the game gives me. I do like the surprise as well, and I do like just like purely linear narrative experiences that are just, they're still fun. Those games are still fun. And if they're just gonna be cranking out Tears of the Kingdom likes, then we're not gonna see a lot of new Zelda. We're gonna get like 1 or 2 per decade, and not as much as we used to get, which is, to me, it is unfortunate. I want more Zelda, And while I do like Tears of the Kingdom, I like the other stuff too. And I wish we could see more of that from Nintendo, but I'm not sure we will. Looking at things, it doesn't look too likely that we will get a lot of other new Zeldas, maybe 2D Zeldas at some point, kind of like as a novelty thing, but it will not be as hyped about or as marketed as Tears of the Kingdom will. No, it's not. It's not going to be worth it. Just look at the sales numbers. Tears of the Kingdom is the new thing. Everyone owns it, and for a good reason. Those games are still good. Like I said, I love those games, but I do like the other Zeldas as well. I've been saying that so many times. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to talk about today. I want to know your guys' opinions in the comments below, and also please, if you like this video, like and subscribe. Yeah, you can do that. I'm very, very close to hitting 300 subscribers, so I would be delighted to hit that soon. So yeah. Anyways, I have nothing else to ramble here, so I will just see you guys next time. Bye bye.